Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So it's Wednesday morning. We have crazy weather in Calgary. It's actually snow with the rain. It's end of the May, so it's absolutely insane. So I'm just about to head off for my shoot, but before I do that, I just want to do a quick vlog and basically answer a few questions which I have received recently from fellow photographers, and they've been basically asking, how do I advertise my business? I think it's a very valid question, especially these days where we getting bombarded from all over the place with different deals, different ads, different commercials and stuff like that. So it's not really easy to break this huge amount of information which we're getting every single day and somehow get the client. Again, everyone is some kind of resistance to advertising, and I'm sure you guys, and I'm including myself, I hate ads. Like whenever I see ads on the Facebook or television, it drives me absolutely crazy. So we have to use some, I would say, creative ways to reach out to our potential clients, and I do several things. Well, the first thing what I want to talk about is social media. Well, basically these days we have to exist on social media, and we have to somehow push it. What do we do? And try to reach out to us bigger audience as possible. I've noticed I spend a little bit too much time on social media, and I'm trying to sometimes do too much, but what I want to say, only I would say around 10% of my business comes from social media, and I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong or I should push it more. I found that social media is flooded with advertising and stuff like that. So I'm not really pushing, I would say, that avenue to get my clients. I don't get, and I don't pay Facebook or Twitter for pay ads. I don't do that. I don't know if they work or not. I know some people do that. I personally think it's a little bit of waste of money. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I've tried it, do that few times, and just didn't work much for me. So I actually just completely skipped that. I would rather to put this money into something else. So again, social media is one of those things which I try to advertise. So I'm actually on 4 different platforms. I use Facebook, I use Twitter, I use Instagram, and I use LinkedIn. I don't use much Snapchat. It's more personal preferences. I know some people getting a lot of business out of Snapchat, and they can really monetize this platform really well. I never feel comfortable with that one. I try to focus on those ones which I mentioned, and try to every single day push some content, push some stuff what I do, and then try to get some clients. I also don't do any magazines. I found that these days they don't work really well. Most of them, they want stuff for pretty much, well, if they want to use my images, they want to get them for free, but as far as advertising goes, they want to charge you insane amount of money, which sometimes I'm getting offers which are ridiculous expensive, and then it's hard to say, because I think, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think that less and less people look into the magazines. Most of the things which well, people looking for the information, they mostly go online. So magazines, they basically look nice on the shelves in different bookstores, but I don't think someone would actually grab the magazine, look into it, see my ad, and call me and book me for basically the shoot. And I remember back in the days when I was doing a lot of weddings, I was advertising in some magazines, and then, you know, year by year I was getting less and less clients. So that avenue for me is completely shut down. You know, sometimes I'm getting requests from like, I would say, magazines like Toronto Star, which they use some of the headshots what I've done, and then they pay, which is kind of cool and really nice. And you know, I didn't expect that, you know, like some of those magazines, they gonna actually be fair and they gonna pay you for using your images. But I would say 90%, you know, the magazines I was dealing with, and maybe not those are the best ones, but you know, they don't really want to pay anything. So and my main way of advertising is word of mouth. This is something which works best for me, and again, 90% of my clients coming from referrals. So this is something what I'm really trying to push and focus on it, and then make sure that whenever I get the client, I'm trying to treat them and provide them the best service as possible, because I know they will refer me to someone else. Sometimes it takes time, sometimes it's not, you know, overnight thing. I'm getting sometimes clients from, you know, referrals, which, you know, I've done shoot, let's say a couple years ago, which is kind of interesting. But they just constantly keep coming, and whenever I ask, so where did you get my information from, they basically refer to some person which I worked before. And that's something which I found is really cool. And you know, if someone refers you, I found even the negotiations, you know, kind of go much quicker and faster, and then people already trust you better for whatever reason. So if you provide good service to someone else before, that definitely is going to benefit you, because if they're going to put word after you, you know, the client is already 99% convinced they're going to hire you, then we have to just negotiate the price and yeah, do the shoot. And yeah, there's another person who hopefully will advertise you and help you get you some clients and bring you some business. So so how I can kind of conclude this whole thing, again, there's so many different avenues which we can advertise our business. There's some more effective and less effective. I'm just sharing the ones which work best for me. And you know, like I've heard from so many photographers saying that, well, you know, the social media is something which really brings me the business. In my case, that's something which doesn't really work the way I would wish that would work. And I'm not sure if I'm doing, again, something wrong. I'm keep pushing it, and definitely I'm trying to work on. But also, I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours on social media, because I also found, and this is also my big mistake, that whenever I get on social media, instead just focusing to do the kind of your thing, you start searching and looking at crap, and then, as you probably all know, there's so much stuff which, you know, you can just start looking at one thing after another, and you know, the time kind of flies. And then, you know, instead spending half an hour on social media, you basically sit there and use it. Well, basically you just wasting your time on looking at things which just don't really matter, and they don't bring you anything. So and then also, I think that depends where you live, which city. you know, like you live in, and I live in Calgary, which is 1.5 million people, which is not really big city comparing to, let's say, you know, Los Angeles, New York, where you know, there's maybe some other things you can do to advertise your business. There's not too many model agencies, there's not too many, well, I'm talking about Calgary right now, there's not too many, no, those places which for example, like, you know, actor headshots, photography could really take off. There's this industry here is what it is. So you know, I have to start actually going after corporate and, you know, things like that, which that's where is my client. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that give you some answers. I would definitely would like to hear your feedback and then your ways of advertising your business and what you do to bring you new clients and you know, just spread the words about your business. I would definitely would like to hear. Maybe I will learn something from you. I'm always looking for some new ideas, new actually things which I could implement into my work. So in the meantime, I would like to wish you guys fantastic week. And yeah, stay tuned. I will do another vlog on Friday. So I'm gonna be heading off right now for my shoot. Hopefully the weather is not gonna, well, get this even more crazy than it is right now. Yeah, all the best, and then talk to you guys very soon.